Hello, my name is Claire Gardner from Dynamic Training. I'm just going to briefly talk to you about apprenticeships and the flexibilities, considerations and reasonable adjustments that can be made to ensure apprenticeships are inclusive. So you may hear the terms supported apprenticeships, accessible apprenticeships or inclusive apprenticeships. They all mean the same thing at this present time. Really, the terms are used for explanation purposes. All apprenticeships should be inclusive. For the purpose of this short presentation, we are talking about providing apprenticeships to individuals with learning disabilities or difficulties and/or autism. So what is an apprenticeship? An apprenticeship is a paid job where the employee learns and gains valuable experiences. Alongside the on-the-job training, apprentices spend at least 20% of their working hours completing classroom-based learning with a college, a university, or a training provider, which leads to a nationally recognised qualification. Employers that have pay bills over 3 million across sectors in the UK have access to the levy to fund apprenticeship training. All employees with an annual pay bill of less than 3 million share the cost towards apprenticeship training and pay 5%. The government pays the rest. So for example, apprenticeships, if an apprenticeship was costed at 4,000, the government would pay 3,800 and the non-levy employer would pay 200. There are incentives for employers. So employers receive an incentive payment of £1,000 for hiring an apprentice aged 16 to 18 and aged 19 to 24 with an education healthcare plan or has been in the care of the local authority. An educational healthcare plan is a legal document that describes someone's special educational health and social care needs. This is just an example of the additional human resource that can be put into place to help ensure that you have an inclusive approach to the apprenticeship. In particular, the additions in this example are the learning support assistant and the job coach through a supported employment service. Considerations for employers to drive forward inclusivity when recruiting an apprentice. Consider the team that are supporting the apprentice. Do they require training to develop understanding of individual needs and how best to support? Often the apprenticeship provider can undertake this training. Even better is the individual themselves being able to talk to the team about how best to support them. Do you have an inclusive recruitment practice, which really boils down to asking applicants what they require and having a named individual to lead on actioning those requirements in the workplace for the interview process. Thinking, for example, about more time during interview, ensuring that you are clear on expectations. So often an outline of what's going to happen during the interview process and even the interview questions beforehand can really enable and help individuals. Do they need a representative at interview? For example, the job coach, or do they have any communication requirements? Just as examples. Undertake a risk assessment. Often some individuals may come with some vulnerabilities. So therefore, undertaking a risk assessment can help promote independence and minimise risks. And that's really important. Make the adjustments that need to be made within the workplace for the individual. And also more and more individuals now are having vocational profiles, and these can really help you as an employer to understand individuals' needs within the workplace. Access to work funding, which supports individuals to and you as the employer to make adjustments. For example, the job coach to support the apprentice to develop the required skills in the workplace. And access to work is funded through the Department of Work and Pensions. So it's access to a grant to make adjustments, reasonable adjustments within the workplace for the individual. And within the apprenticeship funding rules, a person who has an educational healthcare plan can access the flexibilities in functional skills in maths and English, they can complete their apprenticeship achieving entry 3 in maths and English rather than the required level 1 or level 2 in maths and English. And ongoing review of during the apprenticeship journey is absolutely paramount. It is a traditional part of the apprenticeship, but you may increase just to ensure that you are making the reasonable adjustments to help individuals achieve, tweaking the programme, and really ensuring that you are being inclusive. And the reviews take place with the apprentice themselves, the employer, the provider, and if applicable, the job coach. Thank you.